Hi guys.
I'm not loving the makeup-free look I've rocked today, honestly.
No, it's so fine. It's so fine. Most people will probably be listening anyway. On Spotify,
Yeah.
Apple Music, Apple
Plug.
Podcasts, I mean. Huh?
Plug.
Go follow us if you haven't already. Or if you're watching on YouTube, hi. You may notice we
Hi.
have little mugs.
Oh, wait, hang on.
How cute.
So
That
cute.
is your incentive to come follow us on YouTube at the moment. Also, thank you so much for 100 plus downloads that we hit the other day.
Yeah.
By this
I forgot
time,
about
it'll
that.
probably be more than that, but we're still very grateful.
So grateful. We're trying to stay humble because we're so famous now.
I know.
Can't even go to Tesco.
Let us know what we're doing today, Katie.
Yes, today, okay, we thought we've done two brand new films, right?
Yeah.
And then like a Halloween special. So we
Yeah.
thought for this week we should do like an older, sort of well-known classic.
Yeah.
I'm personally very excited.
I have never been more excited for anything in my life.
Okay, do you want to take the reins and announce what we're doing?
So today on As Seen In, we are reviewing the iconic Twilight.
Iconic.
It's iconic, to say the absolute least.
That's like understatement of the year.
Oh, such an understatement.
Yeah.
Let's just start. What are your first statements? Like, I don't want to be so obvious. Like, we could say like, oh yeah, Jasper's in pain. But I feel like there's so much more we could say. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know where to start, honestly. I obviously have seen this film so many times. So when I was rewatching it with the intention to rewatch it, it made me think so much more about, it. And I have to say, obviously I love it. Like it's amazing, whatever, but how the hell did these actors get work after Twilight?
No. Do you know what I think? I think that it's just been really massively misunderstood. Because when you think about it, the way it's written, like the book Twilight, the movie is perfect. Like, it's the perfect level of uncomfort and kind of badness.
How
Because
dare
it
you say
matches the
Jennifer's
book.
body was all of this and then say Twilight is perfect?
No, Twilight is perfect because it's so accurate. Do you know what I mean? Like,
To what, real life? Where are the vampires
to
and
the
werewolves in real
book.
life?
To the book.
Have you read the book?
Yeah.
All of it?
Yeah, a long time ago though. Like when it came out. I used to be a reader, okay? Just because I don't read now.
Okay. Yeah, uneducated. Someone commented on the
No,
last
but I
video
think
saying...
Huh?
Someone commented on the last video when you said, what's the name of Jennifer's body? And they commented saying, when she's educated. And I was like, yeah. Thanks for being so on my side about this.
Yeah, so educated. No, but I just think that the way it was done was so on point. Like Bella's inability to just show any other emotion apart from discomfort, that's so perfect for what Bella is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
I don't think they're Oscar-worthy actors in that film. I think Robert Pattinson and Kristen Stewart separately are insane actors and actors. But it's a bit questionable sometimes. The acting.
No, but the fact that they're that good, that they're that great at acting proves that it was so on purpose.
No, I think it's because it was maybe like early in their career.
No.
I'm not gonna tell you that I think that acting was Oscar-worthy because I could see Robert Pattinson trying not to laugh in scenes, and you can't tell me he isn't, because I was watching and as well because I've watched so many like Robert Pattinson interviews and stuff. I not obviously don't know him, but I feel like I really know him.
I just know him so well.
And I was so well, and I was watching first of all, we all know he hated doing Twilight, right? It's not uncommon. It's not it's not a secret. So when I was watching the scenes, I was like, yeah, he realised he was in for 5 films and was like, shit.
Okay.
And just took the piss the whole time because one of the quotes was, hold tight, spider monkey. And you're going to tell me that it was
That wasn't
funny.
like a serious, I think we're taking it. I think the issue is, here's the issue. We're judging Twilight as if it's meant to be a movie that's like put forward for the Oscars or something. Like, let's just judge it in the league that it's meant for.
fine.
Do you get me?
Well,
like,
yeah,
it's
it's
not
perfect.
meant to
Like,
be
I do
an
love
Oscar
it.
film. It's just a
No.
nice teen.
I don't know. Yeah, obviously.
a teen drama vampire movie. As far as vampire content goes, yes, okay, it's bad. But if you're
there wasn't a lot of vampire content actually in the first film at all.
Yeah, true. But I mean, just the fact that he sparkles, it's like, okay, what's going on?
Yeah, and honestly, no, this sounds like I hate it. My favourite programme of all time is Vampire Diaries, right? I am an avid vampire fan. Like, when I was younger, I wanted to be a vampire. I Googled everything to make sure, like, somehow I'd be a vampire one day. It hasn't happened yet, so waiting. But, no, I love Twilight. I really do. It's just, it's funny. It's a comedy.
It's a comedy, but it's
a comedy.
It's other things as well.
I think later in the series it is, but I think as a beginning film, just Twilight, the first one on its own, comedy from start to finish.
Okay, to be fair, funniest scene, what is yours?
Funniest?
Because I have mine, it popped into my head straight away.
When I was younger, the funniest part of the first film was when she slipped in the ice. There was no reason that should have been funny, but it was funny to me.
Okay, but what about
other than that, when I was watching it, what did I laugh at? Ha ha ha. Oh, the funniest scene was when they were doing the baseball scene. They go at the like opposing vampires. I was watching that like, you were telling me I'm supposed to be like scared. I was watching like
when she first entered the like chemistry lab and he's like repulsed by her smell, but he makes it so obvious. It's like you couldn't try be a bit more subtle. Like Edward has been giving signs. Like, he wanted to let someone know that he was not normal from the beginning.
Just because the fan was blowing. Like, you don't need to be so dramatic about it.
Yeah, like, so dramatic.
He was just so mean as well.
He was so mean, but, like, even just the way he wasn't trying to keep the fact that he was a vampire secret.
And he, like, the second she figured it out, he didn't try and deny it. He was like, say it.
Yeah.
Out loud. Like, it was like a kink that he wanted her to figure it out for herself.
Yeah.
Like, I fully believe that.
Like, I was watching the movie and I think it's like half an hour in, maybe less. They're already, like, she's already figuring out that he's different. Like, and I get it because obviously that's, like, you want to the majority of the film is focusing on the whole, like, he's a vampire and she's not and all of that. But it just felt too easy. Like, it was
so easy.
There was no, like, challenge
there was no,
she
like,
had to
if,
go
buts,
through.
Or maybes either.
Yeah.
Like, the only thing I could say was a challenge was that he was gaslighting her so much by being like, what do you mean? I was standing right next to you when I saved you from the car. Like, what do you mean, Bella, you dumb bitch?
But then he was also making it so obvious.
Yeah. He was like, he was basically saying, figure it out.
Yeah. And when it's like, oh, your eyes are different colours. He's like, oh, the fluorescence.
It's like you...
It's like, it's obviously not.
They're bright orange, dumbass. Like, why are you... He just kept gaslighting her.
Yeah.
He kept being like, you're not going to let this go, are you? And she was like, well, obviously not. Like,
obviously not. But what I was going to say is that it opened, just the opening scene with the deer being chased or whatever. Not the noise. Did you hear that noise?
I heard the noise, yeah.
So sorry. Yeah, the deer being chased. I just thought it was like such a great opening scene. It opened with a bang. Because when you watch it the first time, you don't really understand what's going on. You're like, oh, this really fast-paced chase scene. Yeah. But when you're watching it again, you're like, oh, it actually comes full circle because they introduce the vampire right at the start, but the audience doesn't know.
Yeah.
This is why I'm telling you guys that Twilight is a cinematic masterpiece. And I know that's such a bold statement to make, but I believe that wholeheartedly. Even with the colour grading. I've said this before. I've told you before.
The colour grading, yeah. Well, yeah. The blues, like it. I was thinking while I was watching it, I was like, this would not be the same film if it wasn't blue.
Yeah.
Like it would be, I would be laughing even harder.
Yeah.
If it was just like normal colours.
Exactly. People don't pay, like, I think people love to just not think about it and just make fun of it when it's actually quite genius. Simple as. Like, the movie is cold. It's about vampires who have no life. Hence the blue.
When she touches his hand in the car, and she's like, you're freezing. And he's like, why do they make those faces? Just communicate with each other. Like, it's not
Isn't
hard.
it? Like, this is what I mean. Like, he just wasn't trying to keep it a secret at all.
No, like, he wanted her to touch his hand.
Yeah. And what made me laugh as well, you know the car chase scene, or like when she's being chased by those guys and Edward pulls up? Yeah. That gave me the energy of those adverts where it's like, you wouldn't steal a car. You wouldn't.
Bye.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's true.
Yeah. I just really like this movie.
That scene made me laugh so hard. Also, I was like, it's a bit dark. Like, what's happening to her?
Yeah.
I was watching like, this is a kids film and you're like, you know, and doing some questionable things to a young girl. But anyway, luckily Edward really came and saved the day before he saw what was going to have to happen.
He's so safe.
He was like, you don't know what they're thinking. Like,
yeah.
way to give it away.
You could have just been like, oh, like, why are you here?
Like, in the restaurant, he was like, I know what everyone's thinking except you. Like, way to tell her you're different.
Told. It's just he wasn't trying at all. And I wrote down sorry, I literally already said that. I just lost my train of thought. But anyway,
so fun.
Anna Kendrick was in this movie, which...
Not a fan of Anna Kendrick, if I'm being so honest.
Oh my gosh, why?
I don't think she's a bad actress or anything, but I've read some really diva-ish behaviour. Like, honestly, not saying this is true or anything, not saying it at all. And, you know, I shouldn't believe what I read, but I do kind of believe it. Apparently, she did a book signing, and she was really rude to everyone of the staff in the bookshop. And apparently, when she was getting like fan gifts and stuff, like this, I do like half understand. At the end of the signing, apparently the people were like, what do you want to do with all the gifts? And she just said, like, throw them all away. And I believe that you could at least been like, I don't know, like, it just seems like something that if you were going to throw them away, you wouldn't be announcing it. You would just sort of be like, thank you, like, take them and then whatever. But I don't know. I read that and I saw a few other stories from different times and I was like,
Not
and
ideal.
I really feel like her character in Twilight made me rage.
Oh yeah, I literally just put when she came over and hit the volley, like when Kristen Stewart hit the volleyball at the guy's head, and she came over like, oh my gosh, you're like so funny. I was like, please.
She just annoyed me so much because she was just seething with jealousy.
Pick me
and
energy.
She was so annoyed at Bella for existing.
Yeah, but then they were friends.
Yeah, I wrote this down. When she was leaving Forks, you know, like towards the end where her and Edward are like escaping or whatever.
Yeah.
And she goes past the restaurant and her friends are there and she's like really sad.
Yeah.
Your group of friends are simply the worst. Why were you sad to leave them behind? Like, the guy hit you with his car nearly.
Yeah.
She hates you because your boyfriend, you know, she's jealous of you.
Yeah.
The other guy was like hated the fact you were with Edward. So like, why would you be sad about leaving your friends there, all arseholes?
Honestly, I feel like I really want to talk about the other movies, but this is literally just about Twilight, so we can't. But we haven't given enough airtime to the baseball scene. Like, it's honestly one of the most iconic scenes in modern cinema.
It's good. It's really good. No, it's really good.
It's so great. Just from Alice being like, it's time. I was like, yeah, we're about to witness greatness.
Alice doing the kick, or is it Rosalie that does the kick? I was like,
Alice.
Understood. Yeah.
I really love that scene so much. The music, when Edward and, what's his name?
Jasper, Emmett, any of them. Emmett, yeah.
Yeah, when Edward and Emmett like collide midair.
Yeah. And
then they're laughing. I was like, oh, a nice little moment of humour.
That was probably the best shot sequence in all of the movies ever combined.
Oh, yeah. No. I actually disagree.
Really?
Because there's moments in future movies that I think are better.
Okay, well,
but
we can't talk about
that was defo high up. Like, I mean, actually, it's like top 3 in the whole saga, in the whole franchise.
I want to know what your other two are, but you can't tell me.
I can't tell you now because we might. Guys, let us know if you want us to review the rest of the franchise.
I feel like if no one...
My voice cracked.
It did crack a little bit. Even if no one says yes, we're going to do it anyway.
Oh, we're so doing
it. It's actually not your decision at the end of the day.
But we just want the validation.
But just tell us.
Just tell us, please.
Please. But yeah, I loved that scene. I honestly... what's your favourite scene out of this film?
Okay, apart from the baseball scene then, I'm going to say the scene where she goes to his house for the first time and they go outside, up into the trees, he's playing the piano. Like, that whole sequence with Bella's lullaby.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, when he's I do love the scene when he's playing the piano.
Like, I literally learned how to play that on the piano because I was so inspired by
the soundtrack is obviously, every single song is like huge on TikTok at the moment, but like, it is actually really good.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's so slept on.
You know, I love it. Like, and the fact that he's singing in the song is like, oh.
Honestly,
love you.
Bella's lullaby, I listen to it just like that. Like, it's just so beautiful.
It is nice. I do love the soundtrack.
Yeah.
I was also, there's other things like with this film where I was looking at it as a whole, right, once I finished watching it, and not a lot happens at all. This is a very plotless film. It's got no storyline except, I could tell you it in one sentence.
Well, okay, what's the storyline in one sentence?
Girl falls in love with vampire. It doesn't work for a second, then it works out at the end. Like, that's literally it.
Okay,
nothing happens. We don't even find out about Jacob being a wolf. We get hinted that his family are, maybe once, and then right at the end when he says something about, oh, the wolves are out, la la la. Jacob is so non-existent in this film. I couldn't believe my eyes when he didn't turn into a wolf in this film. I can't believe I have to wait till New Moon for that. I was like, when is this man going to turn into a wolf? And then I realised he just doesn't have a part in this film at all.
I know, but this film was like, okay, on its own, fair enough, there's not that much going on. Whilst there's still quite a bit going on. Like, we got introduced to their family, to the Cullens,
but so
and all of that.
minimally. Like, if this was the end of the series, right, like it was a standalone film, I would honestly be like, apart from Alice, what the hell was the point in introducing the rest of the characters? We never find out why Rosalie's so bitter in this film. There's a lot of like loose ends which they know are going to be tied up in the future, but what if they weren't making those films? I would be so annoyed that I just never found out.
But maybe because they knew that they were making them, so it was fine.
It is fine. Luckily they got away with it, but I would have been raging.
They got away with it. And I think Bella was the perfect... I mean, Kristen Stewart was the perfect Bella. And it's so weird how, like, she's evolved as an actress. Like, now she's, like, playing Princess Diana in Spencer.
We went to see Spencer, guys, and I don't know if we're going to do, like, a standalone about it, but let's talk a tiny bit about it now. We might as well while we're on the topic of Kristen Stewart. Just so tiny.
I feel like she gave me Bella vibes in this movie, but, like, in a good way.
What, in Diana?
Like, Bella's like... I don't know what she does, but like the way Bella is, yeah, like that sort of that element of Bella. I feel like she brought Bella to Diana.
All. I was forgetting it was Kristen Stewart throughout the entire film. I thought she was I didn't see Kristen Stewart at all.
I was seeing elements of Kristen Stewart, but maybe that was just because Twilight is one of those movies that's in the forefront of my mind a lot.
It is. No, and I was trying to like connect the dots, but I was so convinced by her like playing Diana.
Fair enough. No, she was amazing as Diana.
Like, and I was so skeptical because she's obviously not British. I did not want them to butcher this. I was like, going in, I was skeptical, but I thought she did such a good job. There wasn't even like once when I questioned her accent or anything. I just thought she did such a good job.
Yeah, she was so good in this, to be fair. But yeah, that was basically all I said. I thought some of the camera shots were a bit concerning, like in the bit where he was trying to get her to confess to knowing he was a vampire, and they were just moving so haphazardly.
Like when it was like this?
Yeah.
I was like, am I tripping? Because why am I seeing
but then
these angles?
I also have another theory that was on purpose because it was such like a discombobulating time.
Obviously it was on purpose. Dumb.
Yeah, like it was a confusing time in their head, so they wanted the camera to reflect that confusion,
but
so
I feel like
could also...
The dizziness of the camera took away from the seriousness of finding out your boyfriend's a vampire, because like if they could have done that and made it really scary, but once again it's a comedy, so why would they do that?
No, it's
they were trying to make me laugh.
I mean, it has comedic elements, but it's not a comedy.
It's a comedy from start to finish. I'm sorry that
but a good comedy.
Yeah. Like, I laughed out loud at
it?
the stupidness of it.
What would you rate it?
10 out of 10.
Absolutely.
Well, if I'm judging, like, what's the word? Like, actually about what I saw, it wouldn't be a 10 out of 10. Like, come on, man. The script, like, there was a lot that was wrong with it, but all in all, I wouldn't fault it. Like, I'm glad it is the way it is.
It's perfect. It's literally 10 out of 10. The end.
So thanks for watching that.
No, but I think that is it. Like we have really covered it, and we've nailed this. I feel like
we could go into so much more detail because you love to think it's perfect, but
it is.
But it is.
Do you know what I mean? Like it is. Like we can dissect it as much as we want, but there is always. It's just so interpretive.
Yeah, no.
Do you know what I mean?
When I was younger, I had a Twilight fan account. Like, I'm telling you, I went to a sleepover once at my friend's house, and she was like, should we do a Twilight? You know, when you're like, should we do a movie marathon? And, you know, you end up watching like one and then you go to sleep because you're 10. Yeah. when I say we watched the first 2 together and she fell asleep, and I was at her house going up and changing the DVD disc to watch every single one on my own while she's fast asleep next to me.
As you should.
And I got through the whole thing myself.
As you should.
Yeah.
We will do the other ones. But guys, thank you so much for listening. Let us know what you thought. If you haven't seen Twilight, where the hell have you been for the last 13 years? But yeah, let us know. Any final words, Kaylee?
I cannot wait to watch the next ones, honestly. Because in my head, I have so many scenes that are coming up and we just can't talk about them.
I know. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. As usual, follow us everywhere. All the links will be in the description. And follow us, Spotify. Make sure to rate us on Apple Podcasts as well.
Oh, yeah. And give us a review.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you so much for listening to As Seen In.
Bye.